If you're looking to rob me, I'm afraid I have nothing of value. I'm merely out here searching for my grandfather, Keldnir. Yes, he used to visit these ruins once or twice a year, on what he said were academic pilgrimages. He would be gone for a few days, then return looking tired but satisfied. It's been 3 weeks since we saw him last. This is Labyrinthian, an ancient city from the First Era. I don't know what my grandfather's interest in it is, but I've heard terrible sounds coming from within. You seem sturdy. Might I request your aid in looking for him? Thank you for accompanying me. I will feel better having someone by my side while I search for my grandfather. We should head inside whenever you're ready. Of course. Ask me anything you wish. It's the least I can do in exchange for your help. Grandfather Keldnir is a kind, gentle man. My parents died when I was very young, so he brought me with him to live in the temple. He taught me many things about the beauty of the world and the majesty of Kain. I admire him very much. I don't know. I want to believe that, but he's 83 years old, and his health has waned in the last few months. I'd already made peace with the idea that I may lose him soon, but I didn't think it would be in a place like this. No. I am a priestess of Kain. I weave a bit of clever magic to change my shape, but I would appreciate it if you kept that to yourself. I've been studying owls lately. They are so beautiful in flight. They are one of my favorite forms to take. No, many in my order would frown on it. We Nords have a fraught relationship with magic, but I feel such a sense of communion when I take flight. Feeling the wind rustle through my feathers, it's as if Kain and I are dancing. No. The rune god Juno bears the aspect of the owl, but I doubt Kain minds. Hawk or owl, my heart belongs to her. Grandfather, no! Oh, Grandfather, I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. May Kain carry his spirit to Sovngarde. Did you find something? What was he even doing here? What do you mean? He never mentioned anything like that to me. Kain's gift, Grandfather. Had I known, had anyone at the temple known, we would have aided you in this. Extremely. And if my grandfather is dead, that means the seal is no longer protected. Someone might be trying to release Morokwe as we speak. Are you with me still? We must seek out these warding flames and make sure they're lit. Thank you for taking on this new task. Had I known how dire the situation was, I would have brought more priests. We need to find the braziers, and quickly. They must be spread about the ruin. I just lost the person closest to me, and gained a responsibility that could determine the fate of all Skyrim. Forgive me if I seem distracted. There will be time to grieve for Grandfather later. For now, I must carry out his mission. Someone else has been here. Another extinguished flame. Whoever killed my grandfather must also be responsible for extinguishing these flames. There is one more flame to light. It must be within the ruin interior somewhere. Yharnam, what are you doing here?
Yes,
What's happened to you?
my little owlet. Your grandfather was right. You came. Come closer. I do not have much time left. Kain's wards have been dismissed. If Morokay's wrath breaks loose from this place, Skyrim will fall to ruin. You must stop this from happening. Reignite the warding flame inside Morokay's final resting place. Once it is lit, you must seal the tomb itself. But be wary. We are not alone in here. The dragon priest, a necromancer. One with strength the likes of which I have never faced. But all his power will not help him if Morokay emerges from his tomb. The dragon priest will consume him. And then the world. I beg you, please, stop this from happening. Good. You must not let Morokay escape. Stop this madness before it can begin. If only I had been strong enough. And please, keep Yseult safe. Ensure she will see this journey through to its end. She is the future. The protector.
Rest in glory, Yharnam. I will finish what you and my grandfather started. I swear it! We have to reignite this last warding flame. Yharnam and my grandfather are counting on us. All of Skyrim is counting on us. Come, let's hurry. We have to reignite this last warding flame. This flame, it's wrong. We may be too late. I don't understand. We lit all of the flames, but this one glows blue as a Draugr's heart. It shouldn't look like this. Did we miss something? Then they might be close to achieving their goal. We can't let that happen. We have to go to the source, Morokei's tomb. That's where we will find the monster responsible for this. I know it.
Killing those who stand in my way. You will not stop me from taking the Dragon Priest's power!
That's for Yana and my grandfather, you bastard! There's someone down there. We must seal the tomb. Come on! We did it! Morokei is entombed once more. Now, let's get out of here. It's done. My grandfather's so-called pilgrimage. It was a tale made up to explain all of this. To keep Morake sealed away. If only he would have told me sooner. I could have helped. I could have saved him and Yharnam. I will fulfill my grandfather's wish and take up the mantle he entrusted to me. Morake must never be allowed to escape this tomb. I learned a great deal watching you fight. When the time comes again, I will be ready. Thank you for everything. I think I still need some time to come to terms with everything. This was a great deal to take on at once. I feel tired. Older. No, even though I want to be. Anger would be easier. Maybe that will come later. Grief is a strange thing, isn't it? I know my grandfather was just trying to protect me for as long as he could. He always looked out for me. For a bit, yes. I think I need to be alone with my thoughts. I will find my way back safely enough. Kyne is with me. May she always be with you.
Wolf attacks? Ghosts? Reachman raids? I'm getting out of this town. Word of warning. Don't wander around the outskirts of Morthal if you can avoid it. Something evil stalks the hills. Make no mistake. That's what they're saying down at the tavern. Ghosts appearing from snowstorms. Undead attacks on the road. Just as I left, a group of farmers came into town, shouting about skeleton wolves. These woods are cursed! Headed towards the middle of town seeking help, last I saw. Lady Ninetha usually assists the wounded after animal attacks. But she can't handle something unnatural like this on her own. If you're willing, maybe you could offer some help? I'm sure she'd appreciate your assistance. As for me, I'm getting as far from here as possible until this blows over. Hopefully this blows over soon so I can come back. I prefer Morthal when it's quiet. She is Jarl Redhand's wife, but that doesn't really describe everything she does for Morthal. She watches over people here, sorts out disputes, makes sure people get help when injured, that sort of thing. Hopefully she figures this all out.
I'm rather busy right now. I must finish this.
My favorite part of coming to this inn is the strangers trying to talk to me. It's great. Never gets old. What do you want? Glad to hear Erolf is still above ground. I thought his obsession had finally killed him. Yeah, I saw the Pale Man. My sister and I were ranging far north of Solitude, out along the coast. That night, we made camp with a plan to head back at dawn. Late after I fell asleep, Merlith's scream woke me. I rushed out of the tent and saw it stalking away carrying her. Her neck was twisted, backward. I gave chase, but it was quick, slipped into the shadows without a trail. Taller than any man I've seen, but thin, like a draugr. So I know it wasn't a giant, and paler than a belly of a cave fish. Look, Merlith and I never really liked each other, so I don't care if you find it. But hopefully this helps Erolf.
Seem to be making much progress. I think it goes like that. Wait, no. Did that sound like my love in Folkreath to you? A little coin in the hat would really help me out.
What is it?
It's nice to be warm and have a full belly. It'll be some time before I'm ready to leave the comfort of a fire.
It was a cold walk from the Silver Cormorant to Morthal. Well worth it. Never thought I'd feel warm again after that mess. Oh, this is Whiskey. Oh, isn't she adorable? We've become fast friends. I pet her and she eats my bread. It's a wonderful friendship. I'll miss my first pet, Dapper, until the day I die. But she'd want me to feel joy again. I just know it.
Wolves of ice and bone attacked Brune, my lady, and he saw ghosts.
Ghosts? Nonsense. Get him to the inn and I'll do what I can.
Come on, let's warm you up.
The rubes and oafs that reside in this town see spooks under every fish barrel. Normal animal attacks become works of supreme evil in their minds. My husband and I have too much on our plate to spend time investigating every wolf bite. I couldn't get much out of Brune, but it seems wolves attacked Havel's farm over to the west. He claims the beasts were only bones and covered in ice. I'm not inclined to believe him. People here tend to view the truth through their mead. Wolf packs do roam around the outskirts of town. Occasionally they snatch away a chicken or a goat. But attacking groups of people is unusual. Tell you what. Could you go to the farm and get the truth? There would be coin in it for you. Excellent. The people of Morthal are basically good. They just let their imaginations run wild. Learning the truth of this attack could help curb any future issues with the wolves. I'll check on Brune at the tavern. His shivering concerns me. Oh, one can't live in this world without encountering a stray spectre. Seeing chains drop from the sky changes what we accept as normal. And magic impacts all our lives, of course. Let's say I'm skeptical. The people of Morthal spend their days fishing, cutting logs, and drinking. They don't leave town, and outsiders don't visit. Spreading wild tales is what passes for entertainment here. Last week, Bandor accused Invisible Reeker of stealing his beard comb. The mill ceased operation completely while the town searched for holes in the ground where they might be hiding. We found it in the stables where he'd been grooming the horses. Indeed. I am proud to call him my husband. Without his strength, this town would certainly fall apart. When I arrived in Morthal for our wedding, I believed my life was over. But Redheart made us a fine home here, for which I am grateful. Gods, no. I hoped my diction would show that. Perhaps I've lived here long enough to adopt their backwards speech. I came from Solitude originally. My father was a wealthy merchant who needed access to Morthal's lumber. Thus, my wedding. Oh, one can't live in this world without encountering a stray spectre. Seeing chains...
Are you looking for some solace, friend? I happen to be a priest of Allmaker from Solstheim. If you align yourself to the harmony of the land will provide peace and sustenance. Come, pray with me.
I make statues of the Pale Lady, you see. My little girl, Marielta, went missing some years back. Legend holds that the Pale Lady steals daughters because she lost her own. Maybe, if I can make a statue beautiful enough, she'll bring Marielta back.
Done here soon.
Careful not to disturb the fish, stranger. Hard enough to catch them as is. And even when I manage, they get stolen anyway. I'm sick of feeding thieves. I can barely feed my family. Yes, that's mine. Smells awful. Looks like something may have swallowed it. I guess that was the point, eh? Where did you find it? Really? Troubling to think a beast like that would venture so close to civilization just for a free meal. I suppose I should set some traps. I'll probably be doing the rest of Morthal a favor. Yes, I do. Thanks to you. You've likely ensured my family will survive the winter. Thank you. Here, take this. I know it's not much, but I can't let you walk away empty-handed. Thanks again, friend. You've given me a sliver of hope in these dark times. I can't wait to get out on the water again. I'm much more inclined to fish now that I know I get to keep what I catch. Well, now that I know what the problem is, I've got an advantage. Smartest thing to do would be to save up some more money and do my best to safeguard my wares. Provided the fish keep biting, at least.
Hey, you! Are you mad? Don't step foot anywhere near that farm. Those bone wolves will rip you apart limb from limb. They turned everyone there into zombies. By Moloch's nethers, what else would you call them? Felt like just a normal day of working the field. Then a freak storm blows in. Heard whispers on the wind, and saw a woman's ghost in the snow. That's when the beast swarmed from nowhere. Anyone brought down by wolves turned. Their skin shriveled and froze before my eyes. Then they attacked me. People I've known for years. Havel, the guy who owns the farm, holed up in the house. Could you check on him? I'm worried for his safety. Still think you're mad, but I appreciate that you're willing to check on Havel. He's a grumpy old coot, but he doesn't deserve whatever this is. You'll need a key to the house. One of the farmhands should have one, if you can take it from them. When those bone wolves came out of the storm, we scattered. Some people tried to defend themselves with rakes, but we're farmers, not warriors. Other than myself and maybe Havel, I don't know who else is still alive. Brune's still alive? One of those tusking wolves latched onto his leg, but that didn't slow him down. He fended it off with a hammer and kept running. If he can make it to town, maybe I can as well. Thanks for letting me know. They started off faint, like a low murmur. As the storm grew, we could make out words and laughter, like from a child. Then we saw the spirit in the storm, a young woman running toward us through the field. I've never been so scared. The spirit faded before reaching us. I thought perhaps the storm had played tricks on my eyes. But the shocked look on Havel's face, it seemed like he recognized her. Before I could ask him, the wolves attacked.
Who is that? If you came to eat me, you better turn right around. What are you doing in my house? First, all my workers rot away into monsters because of frozen skeleton wolves. And now strangers are traipsing about my home? You saw those creatures in the field? If I leave, they'll make me like them. I have all I need in here to hold out until they are gone. Besides, I'm not ready to see who's waiting for me out there again. I saw the spirit of someone we thought disappeared years ago. The Jarl and lady's daughter Freywin. They never talk about it. Too painful, I suppose. I guess she died if that's her ghost who brought these cursed wolves on us. No clue why she'd bring this upon us. Freywin always loved visiting the farm. Actually, there's someone who might know about Freywin's fate. A clever woman who speaks with spirits named Old Mjolnir. Perhaps you could ask her to help fix all this. Her hut lies to the northeast. She is a strange one for sure, always stealing my chickens for her unnatural magics. But she's the only one who understands the ways of ghosts. In the meantime, I'm going to stay right here until this all blows over. Oh yes, even as a little girl, she'd wander out here on her own. Always giggled while chasing the chickens around the field. Eventually, Lady Ninetha would arrive to bring her home, apologizing for the disruption. But I never minded. It was nice. Well, I heard things. Morthal is a small town, and people talk. Stuff about evil wizards kidnapping her. But I keep to myself and focus on the farm. No time for storybook tales. That old witch makes my skin crawl. Using chicken bones and blood for magic is unnatural. Anyone who works with Shaw's power should be watched closely. But they say she talks to spirits. Might be helpful when convincing Freywin's ghost to leave.
Can I feed the chickens, Havel?
Of course, my dear. Go ahead and grab some seed.
Another traveler approaches. Come, warm yourself. Visitors come so rarely to visit this old woman, but fate has a way of making one suddenly useful. Well, get close to the fire. Warm up. Pose your question. Wondered when they would send someone. Though an outsider surprises me. Yes, I know the fleshless fools. But a ghost of young Freywin? Disturbing. I may have answers for this haunting, but I'll need cursed specimens to study. You will get them. Blood and tissue. Tear some decayed skin off an affected person and scrape dried blood from a cursed wolf. Bring me these things so I can understand what kind of magic we're dealing with. I fear there is more to Freywin's haunting than we realize. Good. Go on. Return here when you have the samples. A simple ritual will provide the details we seek. In the meantime, I'll consult my notes about Freywin's disappearance. Because I'm smarter than most Nords? I jest. People from the North fear magic. Don't understand it? Must be dangerous. They believe my power comes from that trickster Shore. If he was so clever, then I must be too. At least as Nords see it. Out of sight, out of mind. The fools believe they can ward off magic's consequences by pushing it away. And yet I'm the first person they visit when someone gets sick, or they think they see Daedra. I did. She was beloved by the whole town, even those of us pushed to the edges. Her disappearance hit hard, and the circumstances... well... No, I will not tell you what is not yours to know. At least until I can see what causes these attacks. Come back with the samples and you may learn more. Now, where did I put those rune stones? Such sloppy magic. Untrained.